Hey guys, I hope you're doing good today. I'm going to make a meal prep video today. So this is going to be my first week being more meat-based, leaning towards the carnivore side. So a lot of the stuff I make anyway, I've been making for a while, but I've been cutting out a lot of the processed crap. So I'm going to make the ranch chicken. I either make the ranch chicken or I make the taco chicken. Last week I made the taco chicken, which is just chicken, salsa, taco seasoning, and cream cheese. And then the ranch chicken, which I'm going to make today, is chicken, cream cheese, ranch packets, or ranch seasoning. If you make your own seasoning, I will be starting to do that soon also. And also the cream cheese. So I'm going to show you how to make that. Okay, so to start out with, I'm going to use this chicken here. I just get the chicken breasts and I cut off like the excess little tendons and some of the big strings of like skin and fat and stuff just to trim it off because I don't really care for it. And this is a little over 3 pounds. And then I don't know about you guys, but if you use crock pot a lot, I love these slow cooker liners. I get these at my grocery store. Sometimes they're hard to find, but there's like, how many in a pack? 4. There's 4 in a pack. But I literally use my crock pot at least, I would say, definitely once a week. So we're going to use the chicken. And then I have a pack and a half. You can use either 1 or 2 of the 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. And I try to do a little bit lower fat, so I get the 3rd less fat cream cheese. And then I use 2 packs of this ranch dip mix, which, like I said, I'm going to start making my own soon. It's not that hard to make. I just need to make sure I get all the spices and stuff. I may already have most of it, but so I use 2 packs of this, 1.5 to 2 packs of cream cheese, 3 to 4 pounds of chicken, and then right about 30 minutes before it's done cooking, or about an hour before it's done cooking, I'll break it all up. I've got the lovely little meat chopper that everybody that's been keto probably got hooked on. But this thing, I don't really care for it for using my ground beef. But when I have chicken in here and it's done cooking, it's great to just sit in there and twist around and break up the chicken. And then I'll break that up about an hour before I'm done with it. And then about 30 minutes before I'm done with it, you put about a cup of cheddar or any kind of cheese that you want in there with it. Or you don't have to do any cheese at all. So I'm going to get this going. So I've got my chicken in here. Sometimes I prefer to use like 1 more piece, but that was all that was in that pack. So I'm not going to worry about it because the rest of my chicken's frozen. This is thawed. So if you've got fully thawed chicken, I just go ahead and put it on high for the first couple hours, and then I turn it down to low for the last 4 or 5. I still do it for 6 to 8 hours. So there's the chicken. Then at this point, you're just going to sprinkle the ranch seasoning on top. You can use just 1 pack if you want, but I like using 2. It gives me a little bit extra flavor there. Then you put your cream cheese in there and put the lid on her. In a couple hours, I'll turn that heat down to low, and then we'll get back to it when it's come time to break it up. It's been a couple hours. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on low, and I'm going to make my lunch. I thought I would let you guys know how I do my canned chicken salad. Basically, I just get 2 of the 5-ounce cans of the canned chicken in water. I don't think it comes any other way. I'm used to talking about tuna in water. Sorry, there you go. Then I use about 2 tablespoons of the light mayonnaise, and then about a tablespoon of sweet relish. Yes, I get sweet relish because it's only a tablespoon. I don't stress about the little bit of sugar in a tablespoon. And then some black pepper. So then I just put it all in the bowl, mix it up. And one thing I do love now is I found they started making a lot of stuff in pop tops again, which I really appreciate because in my previous, one of my previous videos, I talked about how much I can't stand my can opener. But, I mean, this isn't meal prep, but later on I will be taking the meat off of 2 rotisserie chickens, and I'll be using that for meal prep. and making the chicken salad basically the same way. It's just I have to use a little bit more mayonnaise, a little bit more relish. And I'll be doing that later for part of my meal prep. I may not show that just because, you know how it is. You're deboning a chicken. So there's my lunch for today anyway. All right, it's time to make my breakfast for the week. So I buy the Applegate Farms chicken sausage. So I use those links. So that's going to be extra protein that I'll be eating with this. But I'm going to make a breakfast bake. So it's supposed to be 12 eggs, but what I'm going to be doing is 6 eggs and then the equivalent of the other 6 in egg whites. Takes a little bit of heavy cream, some cheese. I'm going to put an onion in mine because I like onion. And it's supposed to be 12 ounces of sausage. This is 16. And technically, I don't normally like to use pork sausage because it's high in fat. I prefer turkey or chicken sausage that's higher in protein and lower in fat. But I had this in the freezer for a while and I just want to go ahead and use it. So basically, I just got to cook up the sausage and then we're going to put it in the pan. Normally you would use a 9x13. I have a 9x13, but it's got the rounded edges, so it's going to make uneven portions, and I'm trying to get it. I'm OCD, okay? So I've got 2 of these little dishes. I put them side by side and I measured each one, so actually it's going to be like 10x14, so it's really not going to be that different. But they're completely flat on the bottom and squared off. So I'm going to make just 2 of these. And basically this is going to be 6 servings. Somehow I'm going to have to divide these up into, I may just do 6 in each and then we'll just double up for a serving. And then I'm going to be making some carnivore biscuits / bread. And that what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the servings and put it in between the bread / biscuit for breakfast. So I'm going to get this started. Okay, so I've got my sausage and the onion cooked up. I've got my pans lined. If you guys don't know, a good trick to getting your parchment paper to stick is just spray the bottom, and then you can cut pieces to stick around the edges and all that fun stuff. But I've got that sprayed, lined, and then a little bit of spray on top. I've weighed out how much I've got here between the onion and the sausage. I'm going to divide that up between the 2 packages. There I am, not being able to speak again. I don't know what it is. But I'll divide that up into 7.5 in each pan. And then we'll take my egg mixture, which is got some seasonings in it. And I went a little light on the heavy cream. Instead of 3/4 cup, I only did a half. And instead of 2 cups of cheese, I'm only going to use 1. So I put half in the mixture and I'm going to put the other half on top. So I'm going to put this together. So I've got it divided up evenly. I've tried to spread it out as evenly as I can. That's when my OCD kicks in and I can't get it perfect. But that's pretty good to me. So we're just going to pour half of the liquid egg mixture on this side and the other half over there. I'm going to weigh that out also. Okay, so I've got that divided up. The problem was I should have waited and just put all the cheese on later because it didn't work out as good as I wanted to when it came to weighing stuff out. So put the rest of the cheese on top, and I'm going to put this in the oven. I think it said like 45 minutes, something like that. I'm going to link everything I'm making below, except the ranch chicken. I might try to find one of the other ones online if y'all need that. But I'll link this one and then everything else. We'll see what they look like when they come out. So I'm about an hour away from being done with my chicken, and I'm going to just take this and shred her up. And then in about 30 minutes, I'll come in and add about a cup of cheese. I tend to use that Mexican blend for everything. You can use cheddar, or you can just leave the cheese out if you want. But once I go through here and I swirl it around a little bit and then mix it up, put the lid back on, 30 minutes cheese, and then 30 minutes turn it off. She'll be done. Okay, now I'm going to start on my midday sweet treat that I usually like to have with coffee at lunchtime, or if I need a treat in the evening and I don't want to have my fruit. because I did get some strawberries this week. I am making, it's a Starbucks keto copycat lemon loaf recipe, and I've made it a ton of times. I absolutely love it. It's so good. And the weirdest thing is I'm not a lemon fan normally, but I really love lemon cakes. So this is good. Anyway, I got erythritol, coconut flour, baking powder, eggs, some lemon extract. I got some lemon juice. I use a little bit of both, and then sour cream, eggs. I don't know if I said eggs, but that's what's in it. Okay, so I've got all the ingredients here. I did forget when I was telling you what the ingredients were that one of them is butter, but it takes literally a whole stick of butter. And I'm trying something new since I'm trying to reduce how much fat is in everything a little bit. Instead of butter, I doubled the sour cream. So it's supposed to be a half a cup of sour cream, half a cup of butter. I just use a whole cup of sour cream. I'm going to just try it, see how it happens to work out, and we'll see. So I just got to put it in my loaf pan, did the same thing as earlier. Sprayed it, lined it, sprayed it again, and I'll put that in there. Okay, I've got my breakfast loaves, just made lemon loaf. I got my breakfast casseroles out of the oven. They look really good, actually. So we'll see what they look like after they cool off. I can cut into it and show you. And then I'm going to possibly make the carnivore biscuits. What I ended up deciding to do is I'm going to make it 8 servings instead of 6. I may actually end up making it less because it seems to be quite a bit. So the good thing is I use the Berrytastic food tracker, and a lot of the food trackers you can do this where you can put in your own recipes and kind of calculate how many servings you want out of it. And so I put it in as 6, and I'm like, it's 500 something calories. And then I usually have a shake too, and I have sausage, which I may not have to have my chicken sausage, but with this one, since it's higher in fat, I'll have to have some extra protein. It's almost half and half fat and protein. So what I'll end up doing is I'll go in and I'll calculate, and then I calculated it for 8 servings, and that seemed a lot better. It was more like 3 something for the calories and everything, and it's almost 30 fat, almost 30 protein. And so I'm gonna make a few of these little carnivore biscuit things in my Dash. I got the Dash waffle, and I also have the Dash. It's supposed to be like a griddle thingy, but you can make little flat buns with it. I'll make a few of those and just to see what they turn out like. So we'll get to that next. Alright, it's the next morning. I just wanted to show you, basically this is what my breakfast casserole looks like. So I'm going to have that, and then I'm going to have 3 of the Applegate Farms chicken sausage. So I ended up I tested out one recipe where you do pork rinds and egg, but this one you can see it looks really eggy. I'm just keeping this in the fridge in case I need something to snack on, but I'm gonna have to play around with that. I don't actually, by the time I started calculating my macros in my Berrytastic app, I realized I don't really need anything with it between this and my sausage, and then I have a shake too for extra protein. I don't really need any kind of a bread thing with it. And this week it's going to be a little higher in fat because I used that pork sausage. Next week I will be using the turkey sausage crumbles. And I'll make a different breakfast loaf, or I'll put them in make egg bites or something. So I might do that next week. But this is going to be the breakfast for today. Let me turn around. Excuse the morning face here. So basically that's my food prepping for Sunday. I made the ranch chicken, I made the breakfast casserole, the lemon loaf. I forgot to show you the lemon loaf and what it looks like. Actually, by the way, when I swapped it over without all the butter, I didn't use any butter. Instead of the half a cup of butter, I used extra half a cup of sour cream. It tastes fine. It tastes just like it normally does. It's good. I love it. So that saved me a little bit there. The only other thing I'm going to meal prep today, which I don't need to show you guys that. I would have done it all yesterday, but today's Memorial Day, so I've got an extra day off to do some stuff around the house, so I'm just doing that today. I'm just deboning those 2 rotisserie chickens that I got on sale at the grocery store and making chicken salad with that. But I showed you how I make my chicken salad. It's the same way. I just use a little bit more, obviously, because I'm using more meat. But that's it. So if you guys want to see more grocery hauls, more things like what I eat in a day or what I make for meal prepping, let me know down below. If you want to check my other channels down below, my Facebook and my Instagram are linked. So anytime I post anything on Instagram, it shares on Facebook too. But I post a lot more on there because I post when I work out, which is 2 to 3 times a week. I post my workout. It shows what I've done for my workout. I'm sorry, it's early morning. What I lifted for my weights. And then a lot of times I'll show if I'm trying something new food-wise, like a new product. I'll share if some reason I feel like some days I want to share my meals, I'll share my meals. So, but like I said, I'll link the recipes to most of this stuff down below. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.